Hello, everybody. This is Loretta, and I'm coming to you again for a true horror story, or scary story, or just a life experience that I've had. This one is about a vacation we took about 6 years ago. It was me, my husband, and our son. He was younger. He was about 13 or 14 years old. And we went ahead and we rented a cabin in the mountains, and it took us about 4 hours to get there. So it was a beautiful drive, lots of trees. Part of the forest on the left side was, they had a forest fire, so it was really, really burnt out. And it was really sad to see, but you could see that they had already started planting trees there, to recuperate from the forest fire they had about a year before. Anyway, so we drove and we stopped to have lunch, and we got back in the car, and I think it took us about another hour and a half to get to the cabin. We checked in, they gave us the keys, and we drove up. It was about maybe 15 minutes up the mountain, so we were pretty high up. And there's other cabins around, but it's spaced out, so you really can't see your neighbors. So it's on a pretty good piece of land. Anyway, we had taken all our bags down and everything. It was a 2-bedroom cabin, and it was really beautiful. Had a nice kitchen, living room with the fireplace. It was just beautiful. So this was like maybe the end of spring when we went. So it was getting hot, but the nights were cold. So on our cabin, we had a wraparound porch. It was really beautiful, and they had chairs, a barbecue out there, really nice. And it even had a hot tub, a private hot tub. So anyway, okay, so that day we decided to go get pizza. We got Pizza Hut. And there's not many food places there, so we did bring some food, and there was a Walmart there, so we did buy some food too as well. But anyway, we had cooked dinner and cleaned up, and we were all sitting outside, and it was dusk. It was starting to get dark, and the crickets came out, the frogs, and you could hear the river. It was just really nice and relaxing, and we stayed out maybe a couple of hours. And during that time, we were hearing like somebody walking. You could hear like somebody walking on the leaves. There was a lot of crunching going on. And we looked everywhere. We even went in the house and looked through the windows, and we didn't see anything. So we got kind of like spooked a little bit because, the cabins are separated. So it really couldn't have been a neighbor. I don't know. Maybe they were walking around for exercise, but we didn't see anybody or anything. So my husband said, well, maybe it's a deer. So we got off the porch and we looked behind the house and everything. There was nothing there. So we decided to go in the house and watch a movie and make a fire because it was starting to get cold. So we made a fire, we watched a movie, and I think we had a little bit of snacks, and then we went to bed. So it was already like maybe midnight when we went to bed, and it was kind of breezy. It was breezy, so there was a little bit of noises and stuff. So we went to sleep and everything, and about 3 a.m, I woke up, and I was hearing footsteps again. So I started looking out the windows, and I didn't see anything, but it was really pitch black out there, So I woke up my husband. I told him, I hear walking outside. I hear footsteps. And he was like, well, maybe it's deer or it's a bear or something. And I go, well, maybe it is, So I went back to bed, and I couldn't go to sleep. So I decided to get up and watch a little bit of television. So there was nothing on. And so I did bring a couple of books with me. So I sat on the couch, and the couch was facing the porch to the outside big window. So I was facing that, and I just sat there, and I put a little blanket on me, and I was reading. And it was maybe 45 minutes that I had been reading. and I got this feeling like somebody was looking at me. So I started looking around, and when I looked out the front window, I saw a pair of orange eyes. They were like glowing orange eyes, but the thing about it, the eyes were about 7 to 8 foot off the ground. And that just scared me. I ran. I dropped the book, everything. I ran, woke up my husband, and I told him what I saw. He went and looked out the window, looked out all the windows, and we couldn't see anything anymore. So I told him, I wonder what that was. Do you think somebody was in a tree? Because I didn't think somebody could be that tall. And he was like, I don't know. Maybe it was like a bear on its hind legs, or maybe something like that. And I go, well, maybe. So that following day, I finally fell asleep. I think I fell asleep because I was scared. So I fell asleep, and the next day we had went into town, and they had little, tourist trap shops and stuff like that. And there was a bookstore there. So I went into the bookstore, and I was looking around, and I found a book about the area where we were staying at. So I started skimming through it. And one of the chapters was on Sasquatch, Bigfoot. And I started looking, and, they described him in the orange eyes. And I was like, well, maybe I saw a Bigfoot. I don't know. I couldn't tell you because it was so dark, but I did see those eyes, and they were pretty high up off the ground. So I did buy the book, and I read it and everything. And it was kind of like what I had seen. So, I don't know if I saw Bigfoot. I don't know if it was an animal. I don't know what it was. So it was scary, though, when it happened at the time. And we stayed there, I think we stayed there 4 days, and I'd never had another encounter, but I was more alert and wary over there, and make sure all the doors and windows were locked. And that's another story that happened to me. So I hope you enjoyed it. Remember to comment, like, subscribe, and share. It helps my channel grow. And I'll see you next time. Love you guys. Bye.